Hello and welcome back. This week's video is another pen video. My apologies for keep doing pen videos, but this is going to be the last in the series for the moment. And the main point of this particular video is to show a different way of finishing to the way I've used them previously. And also to show a different pen. This one's going to be based on the Omega fountain pen from Taylors Mirfield. So, on with the video. So here's the blank. This is a walnut blank set up on the mandrel. It's been sanded down to 240 grit. What I'm going to do now is finish this off with a little bit of oil, some Yorkshire Grit to get a really fine finish on it, and then finish it off with some Hampshire Sheen high gloss and a bit of Carnacrystalline stick. And we'll see what the finished article looks like. So first of all, I haven't got any Danish oil, so what I'm going to treat this with is a little bit of boiled linseed oil, which I always have on hand for cleaning instrument necks with, and the usual instant smell of the linseed oil. It also, as well as getting into the wood, really helps clean it off. That's got the linseed oil on, and that's nicely into the wood, and you can see that grain is really starting to come up. So we'll let that dry for a moment or two, and then we'll continue with some Yorkshire Grit. I haven't had the opportunity to use Yorkshire Grit yet on any of the larger projects, but I thought I'd give it a try on a pen. It was used on acrylic blanks at UCAS, and I thought I'd see how it did with this. This is actually really quite a nice finish already. So put plenty on. Considering it's a product from Yorkshire, you really don't want to be too stingy with it. Make sure everything's well covered and work it well in. I haven't bothered with a sanding sealer. It'll be interesting to see how this works, but having used the oil, I'm hoping that will act with the paste to finish off. I just put a little bit more on because it was coming off a bit dirty, probably off the bushings. So with the same piece of paper, I'm just going to start the lathe 500 revs, which is the slowest I can go, and I'm just going to start working it in. And you can actually feel the grit and hear it, although you may be able to hear it's absolutely throwing it down outside. Which makes it a little bit more difficult to hear at times. You can see there's a bit of a shine coming up on that, and that's the waxes in the Yorkshire Grit. And obviously this is quite a small area. I'm trying to avoid the bushings altogether, and I'm still getting some dark dirt out of the blank. So it's obviously working. So I'm going to start ramping up the speed now and just burnishing whatever's left. As you go on, the grit in the paste gets finer and finer and finer, and so you burnish better and better as you go on. This is feeling really smooth. That, even as it stands, is absolutely lovely. Very, very fine, very smooth, and a silken sheen to it. Very nice indeed. You can see the wood is coming up absolutely beautifully. So I'm just going to let that be for a moment or two, let it cool down and dry, and then I'm going to get some Hampshire Sheen high gloss on it and some of the Carnacrystalline stick, and we should have an absolutely beautiful pair of pen blanks. So I've now got a coat of Hampshire Sheen high gloss on here, and it's pretty much dry, so I'm going to buff that up now. I start relatively slowly and just wipe off any last excess that's on there, and let's speed it up. And that's really nice, really nice. So just to finish, I'm going to finish with Martin's Carnacrystalline stick, which looks like a piece of butterscotch. And all we do with this is keep the lathe fairly high and then just run it down the blank. And now we need to warm it up and just melt the stick over the pan. And there we have it. That's a beautiful finish. Really, really classy. It's brought the wood up beautifully. And we can put this Omega together now. I shall just Leave that a little while to make sure it's dry so we don't get any finger marks in it when I'm pressing it together. But that really is truly lovely, isn't it? When you come to put a pen together, one of the most important things is to work out where all the parts go. What I do is to lay everything out in line, especially when it's something as complex as a fountain pen. There are quite a lot of sections, and as you can see here, there's quite a lot to it. Let's just get rid of these two first. This is the cartridge that comes with it, blue cartridge, and an ink pump. So they both come with the pen. And then you basically got two sections. You've got the cap and the pen. When you come to put the cap section together, one of the most important pieces is this little black tube here. And it must go into this piece here, and it goes in from the rear. You can see that it's slightly smaller at one end than the other, and this slides into there, nice tight fit, like so. If that piece isn't in there, you end up with a pen like this. It can't screw together because this little piece has the thread in it. So don't forget, whatever you do, to put that little black piece into the back of this brass section. That whole thing is known as a centre band assembly, and make sure that you put it in from this end and not from the end with the raised ring. This will all now go together like so, and this will all go together like so, and this piece screws into here like that. So that's how we'll end up. We'll get that pressed together and I'll show you the finished piece. So there we are, the Amiga fountain pen, and this is the finished pen in walnut and gold. So it's a lovely pen. It's come out really nicely. Got a really nice feel to it, as opposed to the CA finishes that I've been using pretty much up to now. This has got a different feel. It's a little bit more tactile than the CA finish. I've also made another couple. This is one in maple. That's come out really nicely, and an absolute beautiful pen in wenge. And this one, the darker parts of the grain have really picked up the wax, and that pops really nicely. That's really lovely. And the finishes that I've used in the making of it are Yorkshire Grit from Glen Senior. Never used that on a pen, never used it on anything in fairness. So I thought I'd try it on the pen first, and that makes such a difference to me here personally. I just sanded down to 240 and then had a good vac up and left the doors open for a while to get the dust out. And then I was able to finish with this, which created no dust whatsoever. And for me, in a space this size, that's a huge difference. So thanks very much, Glyn. Fabulous stuff. I'm looking forward to using it on a bowl or something else very soon. I then used Hampshire Sheen High Gloss, and then one of the pre-production sample sticks of Carnacrystalline wax from Martin Saban Smith and Hampshire Sheen, and that has carnauba wax, microcrystalline wax in it, and it really does make a nice finish, and it just stops any finger marks becoming present in the pen, and it'll help prevent dirt getting into there. I hope you enjoyed the video. As I say, it'll be the last pen one for a while. A very warm welcome to all the new subscribers this week. It's lovely to have you along, and thanks very much for subscribing. And thank you to everybody for liking, sharing and subscribing in general. As always, it's really nice to know that you're enjoying the videos. Please do leave a comment below. I do reply to them all. Any questions or any advice that you're happy to give me. I'm very much a new wood turner. It would be absolutely fabulous to get any advice that you think could help me improve my techniques. So until the next time, thanks very much for watching, and bye for now.